All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we've got some good news and we've got some bad news about Canelo Alvarez and who he is in talks to fight with next. The good news is it is somebody that I've always wanted to see him fight, and that is Jermall Charlo. The bad news is that that is not the only person that he's in conversations with fighting. And the people that he's talking about fighting do not include Dimitri Bivol, do not include David Benavidez, and does not include David Morrell. The three people that I think should probably be at the front of him fighting for his 168-pound undisputed title. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you real fast about today's sponsor, the Boxing Showtime app. It's a very useful app that keeps you updated on all things boxing, and you can keep up with the latest fights, where to watch them, the latest news, and a lot more. For any hardcore boxing fan like myself, and most likely all of y'all, I would definitely recommend downloading it. And it also is most definitely a big support to the channel. It's available for both Apple and Android, and you can find the link in the description below. Thanks for considering downloading Boxing Showtime's app. But let's get back into the subject matter of the video. Now, the other person that he is in conversations with about fighting is Badou Jack, the cruiserweight champion, and who had just recently beat to win that champion, Macabou, who Canelo Alvarez is in previous discussions to have a fight with. Now, here's why I like the Jermall Charlo situation. I think that is a good situation for Jermall Charlo, and it's a fight that I've always wanted to see. However, that having been said, I also have to admit that Jermall Charlo has been inactive for going on 2 years. So for him to fight Jermall Charlo coming off of 2 years of inactivity in the fall, seems to me like he may be picking to fight Jermall Charlo at a time when Jermall Charlo may not be at his best, having come off of the issues that he had with his personal life, and again, the long layoff that he had from the ring. Now, on a positive note, though, if you guys did not see the fight that took place with Sergey Derevyanchenko and Jaime Munguia, you will now, if you didn't get to see that, go back and watch it. And that particular fight really does shed a little bit more light on how good a fighter Jermall Charlo is, because Jermall Charlo handily beat Sergey Derevyanchenko. And that was something that neither Gennady Golovkin nor Jaime Munguia was able to do. And Jaime Munguia was at 168 pounds when that fight took place. So even had a bigger size advantage over Derevyanchenko than Jermall Charlo did. Now, again, I said that there were some things that other people that Canelo Alvarez was talking to, wanting to fight. That other person is Badou Jack. Now, here's the problem. From as far as what the word is on the street about what is being asked of Badou Jack to get that fight. What is being asked of Badou Jack is that Badou Jack fight for his cruiserweight title, which has a limit of 200 pounds. 200 pounds. Light heavyweight is 175 pounds. So a cruiserweight is anything between 175.1 and 200 pounds. My understanding is that Canelo Alvarez is requesting a catch weight of less than 175 pounds for Badou Jack to fight Badou Jack. So essentially, Badou Jack would have to fight as a light heavyweight to defend his cruiserweight title against somebody that fights at 175 pounds. That is what the word in the street is. Now, what has been communicated is that the fight is 90% done between Badou Jack and Canelo Alvarez, and that the fight would take place in Saudi Arabia. 90% is a 10% gap, and that in boxing could be a lot, right? So people on my have come by the channel and they've said, "Hey, Fanon, I'm hearing that Canelo Alvarez is either going to be fighting Berlanga, Munguia, or 175 pound, a Badou Jack fight at cruiserweight." Now, adding to the Jermall Charlo fight to it, none of those fights are none of those fights I would say are the optimal ones that I would like to see any undisputed champion at 168 pounds fight right now, because none of those guys are peak competitors at this moment. Jermall Charlo has never fought at the weight class before, and he's not fought in 2 years. Very good fighter, could still be a competitive fight, could still pull a win off. Edgar Berlanga, he is never shown to be that class of fighter, and may never show to be that class of fighter, and is somebody that you would just have to say is a fight that Canelo Alvarez is going in there to get a paycheck and maybe take advantage of the fact that Berlanga could have a Puerto Rican fan base on the East Coast, or throughout the country. There are Puerto Ricans throughout the country, a Puerto Rican fan base that may buy into the fight. And he is an undefeated fighter, does have a lot of knockouts, so that is something that DAZN could publicize for him, and it's also probably something DAZN would want, because he's signed to DAZN. Jaime Munguia and Berlanga, the analysis of a potential fight of them is pretty much the same thing, except for Munguia probably has more experience, and at one point in time held a title at 154 pounds after his win. After he won that title off of Jaime Munguia, who had gotten that off of an old, on his way out the door, Miguel Cotto, right? So, all in all, look, I'm glad that I hope for Jermall Charlo's sake that Jermall Charlo's able to get that fight, and that he's in shape, he's ready to go. Obviously, he has people in his camp that can prepare him very well, like David Morrell. But when you're talking about the 168-pound division, the top guys in the 168-pound division are David Benavidez and David Morrell. Point blank, period. Now, my understanding is that those guys may be in a conversation to fight with one another, and if that's the case, cool. They're in a conversation to fight with each other. I'd love to see that fight. Have no problems against it. There's also the Dimitri Bivol fight, which I personally think is a bit of a waste of time for Canelo Alvarez, and because Bivol's going to beat him. Bivol already beat him. And if Bivol is going to take the fight, Bivol said he doesn't want the same terms. He wants to fight at 168 pounds for all the belts at 168 pounds so he can be an undisputed champion. You got the WBC blocking that by saying that no, he's Russian, so we can't have him fight, which is ridiculous because Arthur Beterbiev is Russian as well, and he holds the belt currently. But round and round we go with the 168-pound division in Canelo. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to him and what offer he picks to make the fight. And, it is what it is. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you for checking out the video. And with that, I'm out. Peace.